What better place to be on a Friday night for basketball than in Titletown, USA? We're talking about Steelton, Pennsylvania. It is Bish McDevitt coming in here tonight with a record of 8-2, 5-0 in the Mid-Penn Capital. They're leading that division. 3-2 on the other side and 2-1 for the Rollers of Steel High. They are looking to try to tie first place tonight. This broadcast being brought to you by the premier sponsor, Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, F&M Trust Bank, along with Hoffman Ford. Gary Sutton with you alongside of Kirk Smallwood, the coach, and also Jeff Thompson, another coach. We have coaches everywhere you look at here tonight. You can't throw a dead cat around here and not hit a coach somewhere. But I'll tell you what, guys, you talk about a place that drips with tradition. Here it is tonight at Steel High. You walk out here in the hallway, and every place you go down, there's a picture, a trophy hanging somewhere. So it's a great atmosphere to come into here tonight, especially with two teams that have two football teams that won state championships this year. So, wow, we're looking forward to a great one here tonight. But, Jeff, when we talk about this Bish McDevitt team, 8-2 right now. They are looking very good so far, 5-0 in the Mid-Penn. And when you talk about them, you start with a guy named Tyshawn Russell, who is an all-state receiver, right?
6'2". He's very strong, very athletic, and he runs the court well. He can handle it with his right or left hand, so he can actually come into the backcourt sometimes and provide help there. He'll look to shoot the three. I think he's going to get better. He's just 4 weeks off football season, so I think he's going to get better. And when getting him some help is Jordy Bowers, and I have a soft spot in my heart for Jordy because I coached his grandfather. 6'2", he plays a great all-around game. He's averaging about 11.1 points per game. He has good hands, and he helps them out. And they're ball handlers, Jacoby Tate and Brandon Keith, and they're going to start someone tonight I'm anxious to see, and that's Rico Scott, and he's also a great receiver.
All-state receivers. There are two all-state receivers in football in the lineup there tonight. On the other side, you got a few all-state players in this lineup too, Coach. And you've got a guy you start with here, Cameron Chisholm. That's a name that's been around Steel High for some time, right?
Absolutely. Cameron Chisholm is the son of Sherrod Chisholm. They say he has D1 talent. He's a slasher. They kind of remind him of a guy named Tanel Woodard, who won a state championship here. He can rebound. He's their leading scorer. And I'm really looking forward to see him play. He's a 6'5" junior.
One of the other guys coming in here tonight, Matt Chapman, coming off a 21-point performance over Middletown the other night. He's starting to kind of round into his own. Again, you're getting those football legs from these guys, and coming into basketball legs, it's a different kind of conditioning, but both these teams are ready to get at it tonight, and so are we. It is Steel High and Bish McDevitt, a great capital matchup right here in the Mid-Penn, and it's all coming your way. It's the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week, right here on Fox 43.2.
More choices. More laughter. More time to play. And less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at Giambavo.com.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And welcome to Martin McDevitt Gymnasium on the campus of Steelton High Spire High School. Gary Sutton with you, Kirk Smallwood, Jeff Thompson, Chad Edwards, and the whole Invicta team here tonight. And man, we are ready to get this one underway as they're getting ready to introduce the starting lineup. So we'll do the same for you right here as Bishop McDevitt being introduced, first of all, for Bishop McDevitt tonight. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup there for the visitors in just a moment. They're playing tonight without the services of Tristan Waters, who's their leading scorer, but they're going to pick it up with Rico Scott. And you look at the starters for this evening. Jordan Bauer is wearing number 2. He's a 6'3" forward, averaging 11.1 points a game. Jacoby Tate, 3 points a game. He wears number 3. He's a 5'10" guard. Rico Scott, averaging 6.5 a game, wears number 11, 6'1" guard. You take a look here also at Brandon Keith. You'll see his number in there. It's 7 points a game, wearing number 5, a 5'10" guard. And finally, Tyshawn Russell, the leading scorer for this team, 14.6 a game, wearing number 22 tonight, 6'2" guard. On the other side, for the Rollers of Steel High, our F&M Trust starters there. Tristan Crawford Jr., coming down to 9 points a game. He's a 10th grader. Bam Appleby at 5 points a game. Matt Chaplin averaging 10.4 points a game, coming off a 21-point performance against Middletown. Wearing 24 tonight is Cameron Chisholm, part of that Chisholm family that Kirk Smallwood will be talking about throughout the evening. 16.2 a game and at 6.4 a game. The player of the year in single-A football, the quarterback, Alex Irby. So there you have your starting lineup. He's wearing number 1 here tonight. And we're looking forward to a great matchup here this season. We've had great games so far this season, Coach, but you look at this one tonight. What do you look for in this game here this evening?
One of the things I'll be interested in seeing is Cameron Chisholm getting off early. I think that they got to call his number early. I think he's got to drive to the basket. They say he's a slasher, but if he can get going early, that will help the Rollers' cause tremendously.
So it's going to be an interesting start here tonight. You know, one of the things that Coach Crawford has been talking about a lot, his son plays point guard for them, and he says he'd like to see him look to score a little bit more. He says they break film down. He's a good distributor, but he said he'd like to see him look to the basket a little bit more in those one-on-one situations. So we'll see how that materializes here tonight. And again, Tyshawn Russell, 14.6 points a game for a team that's coming in here 8-2 tonight, 5-0 in the Capital Division of the Mid-Penn. 2-1 right behind them is Steel High, and we are ready to get this one underway here at Marty McDevitt Gymnasium. And there's a tip, and it's going to be out of bounds, and it will be Steel High's ball. Make that Bishop McDevitt's ball to start out. Bishop McDevitt wearing blue and white tonight, going from left to right on your screen. And in white and silver, the Steel High Rollers who come out in a 2-1-2 zone to start a very wide one, Coach.
Looks like Tyshawn Russell would be the guy that engineered the offense.
Steel High with the basketball will toss it out of bounds off McDevitt here.
Nice cut.
And back up, nice stick back there on Steel High, and it's Matt Chaplin getting up strong on the second effort.
Matt Chapman showed a lot of athleticism. That second jump was pretty quick.
And a long one downtown, and right away, Tyshawn Russell makes his presence known with a 3.
Tyshawn Russell with a nice stroke from the top of the key.
Hard drive to the basket by Irby.
And he's alone.
Alex Irby is going to be fouled. And Irby going to the line here for 2. First foul of the evening, and that one is on Rico Scott, his first, team first, and Irby at the line.
Alex Irby, the 6'4" junior. He's
And
a lefty.
Off the back of the iron for Irby, so he'll get another one here. Hurt.
Tyshawn Russell is the guy who's spearheading the offense for Bishop McDevitt.
Nice stroke there by Irby on the second one, so gets 1 out of 2. Volume, turn him up.
Nice job by Bishop McDevitt breaking that press. Getting the ball to the middle of the floor and reversing it. Wide open layup.
For you. Him.
Chisholm with the offensive rebound. Jump ball, possession, steal high.
So Steele High will get it underneath right here. Steele High gets the ball in bounds. 5-3 here in the early going. Bishop McDevitt leads it. Steele High getting a kind of a 1-3-1 zone here. Strong move inside. Nice block out of it. Great block by Rico Scott. Strong move up and in on the other end. So you take the turnover, you turn it around, and you got 5 points.
Tyshawn Russell, nice lay-in.
Good jump shot along baseline, not going to go. Offensive rebound for Steele High. Stick it back and put it down, and that's Cameron Chisholm with his first deuce of the night.
That's what all the fuss is about, his athleticism, his touch around the basket.
Only a junior. Good ball handling here by Bishop McDevitt. They really get that touch to the post about every third pass. Just in and out basketball, but a long shot not going to go, and yanked down on the other side by Chisholm. 5:35 to go here in the first quarter. Still in that 1-3-1 is Bishop McDevitt. The Crusaders and the Rollers. Boy, these two programs have nothing but winning in both football and basketball. Nice block again, but then the stick back.
Good job.
Nice job staying on it by Matt Chaplin. He's got 4 points in the game, and they've tied it up here, have the Rollers.
Heck of a find by Cameron Chisholm. Nice finish.
There's a good look, and man, I'll tell you what, he set his feet and buried it. Did Brandon Keith with his first stray of the night, and back up by 3, go the Crusaders.
Brandon Keith, the 5'10" senior. Looks like the Crusaders have switched to a man-to-man. A lot of pressure out top.
There's Irby. Good look downtown, will not go. Off the top of the court, and quickly on the other end is Bishop McDevitt. Towing it up for another 3, and I'll tell you what, they are hot as they can be. As Tyshawn Russell with his second 3 of the night, he's got 8 points already.
Coach, when that ball was in the air, before he caught it, we all knew he was shooting that.
Exactly right.
Good footwork, good stroke.
You know, he looked things over when he came down, though. He didn't just hoist it up. He was checking to see if there's anybody for a layup, but then he took it.
Nice looking player.
Hard move up, not going to go. Bounced off the board there nicely by number 5. That's Brandon Keith. And quickly the other end, another 3 look, not going to go this time. And that's going to be an over-the-back call, this time on Jordy Bowers. And Bowers with his first foul of the evening, team second.
Jacoby Tate with the 3 from the left corner.
I think that 3 was from High Spire. And we're in Steelton. Boy, you look at the players that have been here over the years, it's pretty incredible. You can start making a list.
Oh, my gosh.
The Art brothers, you go like Greg Manning, Rod Brookins, Dennis Stewart, Milt Britton. I mean, you go all the way back to 65, and believe me, if you forget them, they have all kinds of reminders around here for you. Good, strong move again.
Nice
Head
job.
and shoulder fake, and up and in by Chaplin. And Chaplin with 6 points and a chance to make it 7 right here.
Coach, that was another good find by number 4, Cameron Chisholm. You know, when we talked to the coaches about him, no one told me he could pass the ball like that. You know, he has nice size to look over the defense, and he made 2 good passes back-to-back.
Here's Chaplin at the line trying to complete the 3-point play the tough way, and does. 7 points here in the first quarter from Chaplin, coming off a 21-point game, and he's looking like he's just picking up where he left off.
Still high in a 2-1-2.
Another three. That one's off the back of the iron, and Steel High keeps it alive, and they're on the run. Tristan Crawford with the basketball. Good jump shot, not going to go.
Steel High's getting open shots. He just got to concentrate and knock those things down.
I'll tell you, Brandon Keith is active, and he gets up there in and down the court with 2. He's got 5 in the game. 15-10. Bishop McDevitt leads it here in a fast-paced first quarter.
Steel High trying to figure out the defense. Inside to Chisholm.
And you're going to get a foul called here on Jordy Bowers. And for Bowers, that's foul number 2 here in the first quarter.
That's not good.
Out to Crawford. There's another look. That was off the iron.
Nice
Irby with the rebound. Irby back up off the iron again. Another big grab there by Chisholm. And I'll tell you, Chisholm is really active.
Absolutely. This kid really came to play. He's doing a whole lot already. Probably has 2 or 3 assists, about 3 rebounds, and he scored already.
I was talking to Tristan Crawford before the game, and he said, you know, one of the things he had is Chisholm's dad come in the other week and talked a little bit about tradition here and what that tradition meant. Of course, Tristan Crawford Sr., who coaches them, was on a state championship team.
Absolutely.
Another guy named Trey Hawthorne, aptly named, by the way, leading them to a state championship a few years back. I think it was in 2000.
Yeah, they had a heck of a ball club coached by the one and only Richard Binder.
And he was one of the unique guys you ever want to meet in your life. So second one is down. So 3 points in the game now for Chisholm. 2:46 to go here in the first quarter. Don't forget we'll have our first timeout with Thompson at the end of this quarter. 7 offensive rebounds in the game so far for Steel High. Another one down 10. I'll tell you what, this guy has a sweet stroke. We're talking about Tyshawn Russell. His third 3 of the first quarter, he's got 11 points.
Coach, when you're a 6'2" point guard, you can see over the defense and pick your shots. Chisholm.
Crawford going hard to the basket. Chisholm trying to follow, and Chisholm's going to be fouled again. He'll head back to the line.
Boy, is that kid active.
Ooh. Junior is wiry and has a nose for the basketball, and that's not something you can necessarily teach.
Right. Reminds me of his pop, Sherrod Chisholm.
So Cameron Chisholm at the line. 1 out of 2 there so far tonight. Make that 2 of 3 as he gets his 4th point. Looking for number 5 on this trip. Into the game now for Steel High is Jamal Burchell, a senior. So second shot from Chisholm coming up. Good stroke, but it's going to be waved off as stepping in a little bit early there was Matt Chaplin. So second shot is not going to be good. And Steel High has cut it to 6. 2:20 to go here in the first quarter.
You know, I've watched Bishop McDevitt most of the summer, and I've never seen Tyshawn Russell direct the attack. It's usually number 5, Brandon Keith, and number 3, Jacoby Tate.
They got Bam Appleby running the baseline against his zone, but they don't need anybody behind the zone right now as they continue to bury it. And knocking it down this time was Credo Mabiala just into the game.
Mabiala with a nice 12-footer.
Good 2. Chisholm again. Chisholm going
my
strong.
Goodness.
Wow. And a timeout on the floor. We're going to take one as well at 1:44. It is 21-14. And wait a minute, we'll stay right here. I think there was a technical
foul, yeah.
Wow. And who was the foul called on? Waiting to see it marked up. Now, the officials are talking it over here, but it was a very quick foul. It must have said something coming out. I don't know if we're going to replay here or not. Mabiala came down, hit the 3. They came down and Chisholm put the 2 away on this end.
It may have been on Chisholm, Coach. I think he thought he got hit on the stick back.
So am I correct? He's actually going to get 2 in that. 1 technical and 1 personal, right?
Yes.
So Chaplin on the other end, meanwhile, misses the first. He gets the second one, and that's up and good. And Chaplin having a whale of a first quarter, too. He's got 8 points in this one.
Substitution for McDevitt. Big number 31, Max Henderson. 6'5" center. He's only in 10th grade.
And Andrew Irby just came in, number 32 as well. So putting some new faces on the floor now. 1:44 to go in the first quarter. 21-15. Bishop McDevitt leads it. Still in that zone is Steel High. Bishop McDevitt is just carving that thing up along the baseline as Mabiala came in there. And, man, has he gotten hot. His first 2 shots both buried.
Looks like a technical foul on someone.
Yeah, a little chippy here. And Mabiala, I think, is getting called for the foul here. So we walk to the other end. And for Mabiala, that'll get 2 quick ones marked up right away. So the shot is up by Tristan Crawford, and that's not going to go. Tristan Crawford Jr.
And he can really play, Coach. I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved in the Steel High offense.
You and his dad alike. He says he's a great distributor, but he said he looks to distribute first. And I don't know how you thought about this, Coach. Whenever I talk to my players, I said always look for the shot first, because by looking for the shot, you're also going to be aware of the pass and the drive as well.
Absolutely.
Didn't mean you have to take the shot, but you look for the shot.
Yes.
Look at Chisholm posting up.
Kick ball.
Tristan Crawford needed about one more dribble there to get the angle he wanted, because Chisholm really is sealing the guy on the high side well.
And, Coach, you know, once you get that 45-degree angle, that entry is a lot easier.
It is in.
Chisholm on the wing.
I'll tell you what, Chisholm is looking to play here. Out to Irby. Back to Chisholm, who's really active here. Look at this shot.
Whoa.
Maybe a little bit off balance that time. Pulled down nicely there by Mabiala, who's been very active since he came off the bench. Now you get a charge along the baseline, and that one's going to be called against Brandon Keith. That'll be his first.
Nice defensive play by Tristan Crawford Jr.
10-point lead here by Bishop McDevitt. Doesn't feel like that in this game, but that's where we're at. Scored a lot of points here in the first quarter.
A lot of perimeter dribbling from Steel High.
And not really going anywhere with it. Now you get a little battle in the inside, and it's going to be against Bishop McDevitt here. And the foul will be marked up against Max Henderson just in the game a moment ago. So that's a 7. Should be 1-1. And Chisholm's going to head back to the line. I'm really impressed with Chisholm, not only with the basketball, but also moving without the basketball. And then his passing skills, as you mentioned earlier, are so good.
Yeah, he's really, really doing a good job. His second jump off the floor is outstanding. And he has a nice stroke.
Really does. Cameron Chisholm having a good first quarter. He's got 7 points. Get a chance to make an 8 on this shot. Bishop McDevitt, very impressive, though, in the first quarter, especially their outside shooting. Chisholm up and good. 8 points in the game for Chisholm. 8-point lead right now for Bishop McDevitt. 39 seconds to go in the first quarter. Look out for this guy. He's got a hot hand, but this time off the rim. Pulled down by Chisholm and fouled on the baseline. Those are the fouls that make you old and gray.
Yes.
As a coach.
Now Chisholm Russell knocked down 2 from the top of the key. That one was just off a little bit.
That foul on Rico Scott, the All-State receiver. 2 All-State receivers in football here in this lineup. Tyshawn Russell and Rico Scott. Rico Scott with his second team foul. So that's a 9th foul now, and Chisholm back to the line again. Misses this one. Speaking about All-State guys, there's Tyshawn Russell, also an All-State receiver. Tonight, an All-State deliverer.
Yeah. Rollers are in that zone.
One-hand floater, not going to go. Irby gets the rebound. Gets it back out front. Here comes the other Irby with it.
Irby to Irby.
Irby pulls up. Nice jump shot, not going to go. And who's on it? Russell. Russell double teamed to the backcourt.
Looks like they're going to trap him in the corner.
Good pressure, but then you got the foul called. And the foul will be against Mabiala. And that's Gloria Mabiala. His first foul. So that's the end of the first quarter, and it's time now for our first timeout with Thompson, as Jeff Thompson along the baseline tonight. We never quite know what he's going to have, but we're looking forward to it, so let's take it to Jeff right now. Jeff, take it away.
Basketball was first played in Springfield, Massachusetts in 1891. But in the mid-state, it was refined like the iron ore in the steel right here in this community. A lot of people don't remember that the city of Harrisburg had a professional basketball team 75 years ago. And 4 of the starters on that team grew up in the same neighborhood in Steelton. Joe Kakovich, Harry DeFrank, Jimmy Hernjack, and Mike Jovic. They were coached at a time by Philadelphia Eagle Duke Moronic, who was the player coach of the team before he led the Eagles to 2 championships. Steelton soon became a breeding ground, if you will, for coaches in the mid-state. And among those, some of the boys from Steelton, like Larry Kostelak Sr. and Tim Riffle, they went to Harrisburg Catholic, now McDevitt. That old rivalry between Steelton and Catholic continues tonight.
Interesting stuff there. Of course, you got Larry Hernjack, one of the great refs of all time, right?
Yes.
You had another guy there with that last name. What was that? The guy used to be over there at Steel, or over at Trinity, women girls basketball, Harry DeFrank, right? A legend.
Yeah.
And as you said, you look around here, legends everywhere. And I know you visit over here quite a bit, Coach.
Yes, I've been here. I've coached against Mike Pilsitz and Marty Bankovic and on down the line.
Yeah, the play, just a great story there, Jeff. Great job on that. Really interesting. The old days of Harrisburg Catholic, right? Good move inside. Not going to go, though. And taken down by Chisholm again. Chisholm's really been active. Almost a foul on Russell there. Coach, some of the numbers there from the first quarter.
In the first quarter, Steel High was 5 for 16 from the field. McDevitt was 3 for 4. 3 points, Steel High was 0 for 4, and McDevitt was 6 for 9. Free throws, Steel High 7 for 12, McDevitt 1 for 2.
Brandon Keith tossing the head there and out of bounds on a turnover for Bishop McDevitt. But what are your thoughts about the first quarter and what you're seeing here so far? 8-point lead for McDevitt so far.
Absolutely. Well, the stats are very deceiving because Steel High has 12 rebounds and McDevitt has 6. Usually when you start the game and you're getting rebounds like that, you're usually leading or close.
You wonder how much football rust is still on some of the basketball players, too. I mean, it's still, for them, it's still early season. For a lot of other people, they've been here for a long time. Nice bank off the board there. And again, who is it? Russell, hard to the glass.
Number 22, Russell. He's figuring that zone out, and he's going wherever he wants to.
Well, he's done it outside with 3 threes, and he's done it inside with a hard drive with his left hand. He goes both ways. There's Chisholm again. And Chisholm maybe with a kind of a tough shot there. Russell with another rebound. He's everywhere. Dumps it off. Unselfish, too. Knows how to pass it off.
Heck of a play.
Finds Brandon Keith running the right side. And Keith with 7 points. Timeout on the floor. 6:26 to go here in the first half. 29-17. McDevitt leads it on High School Sports Live TV's Game of the Week on Fox 43.2.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Advanced Hoops is offering a special middle school boys winter league. It's not too late to sign up. To find out more, go to www.advancedhoops.com. And by the way, you can also follow us at hsslivetv.com if you want to go find the replay and watch the game again. It's all right there. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, our Jack Giambalvo halftime report, Capital Blue Cross halftime stats, and our OSS Health, AT&T and OSS Health first half highlight. 29-17. Plenty of time to go here in the first half. Ball inside to Chisholm. Chisholm up. Chisholm not going to go. Got bounced around pretty good that time.
McDevitt came out in the 1-3-1, and Steel High got the ball exactly where they needed to go. They just missed the shot. One of the things I'm really noticing here, nice shot by Jacoby Tate.
Jacoby Tate with his first look of the night. He makes it a 3.
It just seems as McDevitt, because they've played more games, have more of an identity right now today.
Very crisp passing. They've got 5 threes here in the first half, and none of them have been forced. Whereas I think Steel High's forced it a little bit. They're nothing out of 6 so far from the three-point line. Foul call before the shot. And you know that when you miss that 3, when you're shooting the 3 poorly, especially if you miss it short and flat, it's like the first pass out on a fast break, Coach. And you know you lived off those for a lot of years with Harrisburg Cougars.
Oh, my goodness. I tell you, you know, you want to make sure you knock those things down. Because like you said, Coach, that is one outlet, and it's almost like they're right at the rim.
Right there's one. And again, if you're long, it's going to bounce around. You have a chance to get an offensive rebound. We always just tell our players, shoot the 3 long, not short.
Nice
pass. Inside for Steele High, and it's Matt Chaplin with another bucket. Matt Chaplin now in double figures with 10 points.
Jamal Burchell with the assist.
There's one that's going to bring rain. Taken there
by...
Oh,
nice pass.
All the way ahead, and a good run of the court there by Jamal Burchell, and a great pass by Alex Irby, which you'd expect.
That was a fly pattern, Coach.
Quarterback.
Just a fly pattern.
Exactly right. Can't think of anybody else who'd soon have throwing from the backcourt, right, than Alex Irby.
That was a dart.
Boy, you look at the all-state talent on this court tonight. Both Irbys in single A, in 4A. And, of course, you have an intentional foul called here. So at the line is Burchell. First time there tonight, and Burchell off the iron.
The intentional foul was called on Cayenne Askins.
Second one up and good for Burchell.
Steele High still trying to find their rhythm.
Steele High 9 out of 15 for the free throw line so far, so a lot of fouls here in the first half.
Chisholm's out of the game right now. Let's see how Steele High responds. They threw the ball away.
And up at the other end, and there again, Bishop McDevitt makes you pay on the other end very quickly.
Brandon Keith with the layup, the senior.
Brandon Keith had a great night too. He's in the book now for 9 points. But from the other side, finally, it is the other Irby knocking it down, and that is Andrew Irby.
Andrew Irby
with a 3.
6'3" forward center with the 3 ball.
Another all-state.
Nice steal.
Big guy knows how to handle it here.
I tell you, one thing about these Stilton kids, they're going to compete until the end.
Exactly right. Yeah,
they're going to give you what they got.
You don't live in this town and play anything but hard all the time. There's Irby again. Lets it fly. Look at good active hands there by Matt Chaplin. I'll tell you what, Chaplin is considered to be the heart and soul of this team. You can see why he plays with a passion.
Yes. Does a really, really good job.
I'm really impressed tonight with the economics of Bishop McDevitt. Nothing wasted. Everything's economic. Look at this. A little pull-up that time, maybe not the best shot, but then a stick back right away as they were on top of it. And putting it in there is number 33. That's Jair Rollinson, his first deuce of the night.
I'm not sure Coach Richard liked that little 10-footer, but they got the stick back and 2 points for the Crusaders.
Up and in. Good job of staying with it that time for Jamal Burchell. I think the difference you're seeing so far, for the most part, and there's a push that time on number 22. That's Tyshawn Russell. That'll be his first. I think the key here, Coach, is you're seeing Steele High trying to get a lot of their shots out of individual ability, where I believe Bishop McDevitt's getting it out of their offense and really kind of more in rhythm.
Absolutely. The ball on the Steele High end, the ball and the bodies aren't moving. You know, it's 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass, maybe. But if you're going to be the team as good as Bishop McDevitt, you've got to move bodies and the ball.
With this hard move, not going to go. Good hustle by Irby to get up there, and here they come again. Taking off his Rollinson. Free look from the corner, another 3, and man, when they get the free look, they are deadly out there, and this time it's Jacoby Tate with his second one of the night.
Oh, illegal screen by 32, Irby.
6 threes in the game here in the first half for this Bishop McDevitt Crusader team.
Hats off to Coach Richard and his staff. I mean, the Bishop McDevitt guys just know where to go when the ball's in transition. Jabari Tate, Jacoby Tate went to the corner 2 times and knocked down a 3.
8 3-pointers so far now. Jim Gallagher just updated us on that. Tough to keep up with. They're going by so fast.
I don't know if that's what Coach Richard wanted.
Yeah.
But
Coach Richard's first head coaching job. He's been an assistant for like 20 years. Been all over the place. And this is the job that he got, and a pretty good one. And they're going to call a charge there. Looked like it might have been a push from this side, but the charge is called against Matt Chaplin. So for Chaplin, his first foul. 14-point lead here for Bishop McDevitt, but a really well-played game. But boy, you can see the difference tonight between playing 11 games and playing 6 games.
Yes.
Steel High in their 6th, and of course Bishop McDevitt in their 11th game so far.
That was a nice drive by number 5, Brandon Keith. Tristan Crawford Jr., you got to get in your stance, son, and move your feet. You got to move those puppies, man. Keep them out of the paint.
Itching to get back on that sideline again there, Coach. I love it. Coach Kirk Smallwood with us tonight. 2 state championships himself back in 1998 and 2000 and what, 2 or 3?
2002.
2002. And a good drive again to the basket. And I'll tell you, this guy coming off the bench here for them, Jair Rollinson, has been very, very active. Had a couple nice efforts off the bench so far. But Rollinson certainly bringing a lot of energy in. And watch this, he's going up hard and gets blocked from behind by Irby. Andrew Irby with his 2nd foul. Shot up by Rollinson, no good. Jair Rollinson. Back in the game comes Chisholm.
Steel High needs to grab a hold of this. They need a bucket, and they need a stop on the other end.
Second shot is up. Rattling that home is Rollinson. 3 points, timeout on the floor, 2:31 to go in the first half, 40-25. Bishop McDevitt leads it. This is High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week on Fox 43.2.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Don't want to forget the cheerleaders here tonight, too. Hey, the Steel High cheerleaders out there. They've got stuff on the walls out there, too. I was walking around looking at all the pictures. They got Steel High cheerleaders every year. And you walk around here, it's like going and open up a big history book.
Absolutely.
Just walk up and down the hallways. You'll see names all over the place. And that's a fun part. That's one of the great traditions here at Steel High.
Steel High girls cheerleaders have been involved in competitive cheer for years.
Wow.
They were probably one of the first teams in our area to get involved in that kind of competition.
You talk about the energy from those cheerleaders. I mean, they really bring it to the floor every single night. Just a wonderful old gymnasium, of course, named after Marty Bankovic, the wonderful coach here in the old days of the Central Penn. Here you come back in a kind of a 1-3-1 look again. They started the game in that, and this time throwing it away off Chisholm's hands is Irby. And quickly on the other end, look out, Bishop McDevitt coming right back and beating him down the floor. Steel High a little lax that time walking down. The referee gave him the ball, and Bishop McDevitt said, let's take off.
And, Coach, you can't run back on transition with your back turned to the ball. One of the things that we try to teach is called retreat, where you look over your inside shoulder.
We're talking about Marty Bankovic, and one of the drills that he used to use in practice, I had a chance to see him when I was coaching at Towson University. He used to throw the ball out in front. Greg Manning told me this. Throw the ball out in front with a backspin, throw it ahead. His players would catch up with it, then run it out.
The great Marty Bankovic.
Oh, he was. Really good man, too. So here's Chisholm again, who's played himself a whale of a game, or Mick Russell rather. He's played a whale of a game here in the first half, and they're going to call him for another offensive foul, and that's his 2nd foul now. So you may see him go to the bench here. We'll wait and see. One of the guys not in the game tonight is Tristan Waters, who averages 20 points a game here for this club.
And he is a terrific talent.
And you sense Tyshawn Russell is really kind of picking up with his absence here this evening.
McDevitt has 6 turnovers. Steel High has 5.
Steel High's coming up short in a lot of threes here tonight. It's really costing them. Look at Chisholm again. Chisholm just working his way in there, and he has been so active tonight on the glass and on the court.
That's a grown man rebound from Lincoln Street in Stilton. 2 hands up above your head, you grab it, and you stick it back.
Jay Doherty will pick up the foul, his first for the Crusaders. So at the line again is Chisholm. He's 4 of 5 there tonight, making 4 of 6 as he misses the front end of this one.
I'd like to see Chisholm open his feet a little bit and use his legs.
Chisholm's actually missed his last 2 now, and so let's see if we can get this one down. Second shot's up, and that one is going to roll around and no good. So Chisholm on an 0 for 3 run here for a while. 1:21 to go here in the first half.
Steel High is 8 for 16 from the free throw line. I'd like to see more guys on the help line, Coach. It looks like they're a little wide.
Another three, maybe a little quick, but there again on the glass is that guy we've talked about a couple times tonight. He is Jair Rollinson with another stick back. He's got 5 points off the bench in the first half, and there's Chisholm missing the shot, getting a rebound, putting it back up again, and Chisholm fighting for the rebound. Both players trying to get at it. Let's see where the foul's called.
It's getting a little chippy out there.
It is. And Chisholm, I believe, is going to have the basketball here. Yes.
The foul will be on number 22.
And that's his third.
Tyshawn Russell.
And they can ill afford to have him pick up 4, so he's going to quickly get to the bench. Or maybe not. Yeah, they got to be pulling him out right here. He's got 3 fouls. You wouldn't think Coach Risser would want to leave him in and take a chance here, would you?
I wouldn't do it.
Waiting to check in for him at the moment, I believe, is Credo Mabiala. So here's Chisholm back at the line again, a place he's been a lot tonight, but unfortunately 0 for his last 4.
He's got to be able to knock those down, Coach. He's too good a shooter in the open court.
And what he's doing right now, you can watch him. He's guiding it instead of letting it loose, lifting and reaching in. He's got a good stroke. There you go. Oh, that one off the back also. Look at Irby.
Nice rebound. Good stick back.
I said Irby, that's Chaplin. And there's a lid on the basket right now, and the foul's going to be called on Irby, and that'll be his first. As great job keeping it alive, just can't get it down. So Bishop McDevitt has carved out a 17-point lead here in the first half, coming up at halftime. Our Jack Giambabo halftime report, our Capital Blue Cross halftime stats, and our AT&T and OSS Health first half highlights. And we'll also have a very special interview with Ryan Hoffman from the Hoffman Ford Company you won't want to miss.
Jay Doherty at the line.
Doherty,
a 6'2 junior.
First time there tonight and buries it. It's only the 3rd time to the line here in the first half tonight for this Bishop McDevitt team.
It's one of the things about Coach Risser. If you suit up, he's going to put you in the ball game.
Second one up, rattled down, so 3 out of 4 from the line so far tonight for the Crusaders as they up the lead to 19 points with 35 seconds to go in the first half. And Steel High getting a lot of shots, just not getting it to fall. They're not strong finishes, I guess is what I want to say.
And it's that early rust also.
Exactly. Good block here. Excellent block by Tristan Crawford Jr. Back to the other end. Chaplin, a little out of control. Another hard move, another miss, close. Rebound up, not going to go, but a foul on the play. I think it's going to be a Doherty again, which will send Steel High to the line.
Bam Appleby with a strong offensive rebound.
So heading to the line here is the aforesaid Bam Appleby. Wonder how he got his name. By going to the glass like that.
14 offensive rebounds for Steel High.
Wow. Problem is a lot of the rebounds are off their own missed shots, obviously, and that's been a story of the first half.
They're getting opportunities.
They sure are. In the game for Bishop McDevitt is Joseph Butler. Second shot for Appleby, up and good. Appleby averages about 5 points a game. So lead cut to 18, 3 seconds to go. Will they get one more shot off? No, and that'll end the first half. 44-26 at the half here. Bishop McDevitt leads it. We're gonna head to halftime. We've got the Jack Giambabo halftime report coming up. Our Capital Blue Cross halftime stats are AT&T and OSS Health first half highlights. But right now, it's time for a special halftime interview with Ryan Hoffman from Hoffman Ford.
Hi, I'm Gary Sutton. I'm the host of High School Sports Live TV, the game of the week, every week on Fox 43.2. And you know, we're out here today, though, at Hoffman Ford, and I'm reminded a little bit of this truck right here. might have been the one that Ryan Hoffman used to drive around in. He doesn't anymore, by the way, here at Hoffman Ford. He was featured in a Just Call Me Ryan segment back when he was a younger man. And Ryan's with us today. Ryan, good to see you, buddy. How you doing?
Good, very good today.
You're about community, and you're about helping the community. Anybody that's ever watched our high school sports live TV broadcast, your name's always prominently there. The Hoffman Ford Player of the Week. We talk about those all the time.
It's something that my grandfather, obviously, again, he was mayor of Highspire for many years. So again, it's a name that people trusted to vote him in as mayor at the time. So that started it. Obviously continue that through us as the Hoffman brand, if you want to call that, in our community to make certain that we can carry on that legacy for the next generation. I hope to pass it on to my kids someday.
You know, life is full of partnerships, Ryan, and your dad and your grandfather had a partnership in the original business. You and your brother Todd have a partnership now. You know, partnerships can always have a yin and a yang to it. I'm not sure which part you play, yin or yang, but you know, talk a little bit about the give and take of a partnership and how that works together. You were talking about teamwork. Now you talk about teamwork between two people and making sure this runs, and Hoffman certainly runs very smoothly because of that yin and yang, you and Todd. Talk about that.
Again, it is the yin and the yang. We are two different, but together we make a whole. He likes the service side of the aspect, and I like the sales side of the aspects of the business, so it works for us. From that standpoint, again, like you said, my grandfather and dad, they kind of did the same thing. My grandfather was more on the fixed operations, and my dad was more on the sales side. So it definitely plays out to our advantage, having us both here under the same roof doing business together as partners. Because again, we help our employees, and our team makes Hoffman Ford who we are. He's obviously my brother, and I love him dearly.
So Ryan, we're gonna show you a little piece of film right here. We had a number of people who, you know, talk about your role in the community.
Throughout my educational experience as a teacher, coach, administrator, and now superintendent of the Steelton Highspire School District, and the Hoffman Ford has supported us tremendously through various projects and efforts that most likely are there to support the students, support the kids, support the student athletes, and everyone involved. Most recently, we worked with Hoffman Ford on a project to purchase 3 vans. By doing so, we were able to offset expenses for transportation costs for field trips, sports teams, and those types of things.
Hoffman Ford has been a very important community partner with projects like the Heroes Grove and other projects throughout the county. For example, baseball fields, football fields, soccer fields. I can tell you numerous times where we asked Hoffman Ford for their help, and they were always there.
When I walked in Earl Huffman's office over 20 years ago, and I asked for support to get a program started where we could put baskets in a gymnasium and be able to just do these things for the community and try to build these programs, he didn't hesitate. He hasn't hesitated for the last 20 years, and I can't say enough about how much his support and Hoffman Ford support has meant to us.
What do you think when you see that bunch of people talking about what Hoffman Ford means to them?
It makes me feel really good, because again, that's what we're about here at Hoffman Ford, is giving back to the community. So,
Hoffman Ford, Ryan Hoffman, Todd Hoffman, carrying on a tradition, a custodian of excellence, if you will, right here at Hoffman Ford and Jonestown Pike here in Harrisburg.
Where were you last night? Do you know how embarrassing that was for me? No. Don't deflect. Well, that wasn't passive aggressive. Listen, I just need to know that I can trust you're gonna be there when I need you. Hello? Our money just hung up on me.
Not cool.
Track your spending with our personal finance tool. Just another way to have better conversations with your money. From F&M Trust.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
Welcome back to our Jack T. and Valvo halftime report. 44-26 here at the half. Bishop McDevitt leading it. Bishop McDevitt playing their 11th game of the season. Steel High playing their 6th game of the season. Both of them with state championship football teams. And you can see a little bit of rust tonight, Jeff Thompson, on Steel High right now. They don't have quite the number of reps in, I think, that Bishop McDevitt seems to have. And you're seeing just a little bit less, what do I want to say, completion at the basket right now. They're not finalizing.
Well, I'd say finesse, and I think you're exactly right. They're so aggressive and so willing, it looks like they're still in football mode. I think they've got to relax and play a little basketball. They are really aggressive on the boards, though.
On the other side, I think Bishop McDevitt is making them pay for every missed shot that they have by putting in good shots at the other end. 3-pointers in the first half, 8 of them for Bishop McDevitt, and none of them were forced. I mean, they really passed the ball well against the zone. Did a great job of getting threes, knocked down 8. Big difference here, 44-26 at the half. Let's take a look right now at our AT&T and ONSS Health first half highlights, and let's see what they have dialed up. There were a lot of things going on there in the first half, most notoriously those trays raining down here at Marty Bankovic Gymnasium. You take a look here inside. Nice job by Steel High getting the ball in, and then a second effort, and Steel High is up and in. A nice job there by Chaplin. Had a good first half. But then this guy, Russell, from downtown, the all-state receiver.
Well, he banked his first 3, and then the door was open then.
13 points in the first half of Russell. And then there again on the other end, that was Bishop McDevitt coming in
Jordy
with Jordy Bowers.
Nice pass from number 4. Here comes Jordy again. I love that move that he made at half court.
Gets it ahead to Russell, who puts it home once more time. You take a look at the other side, Steel High trying to get some good shots off Chaplin again. This guy Chisholm played an outstanding first half, so he puts it away on the second shot.
Well, he's very, very aggressive. He reminds me of his dad.
And Chisholm with 8 points. On the other end again, here you see Chaplin putting away a second effort. They had a lot of offensive rebounds, unfortunately, an awful lot of their missed shots. And here's another 3, and that was the story of the first half here. That one drained by Brendan Keith. And you take a look right now at our Capital Blue Cross halftime stats. Analyze those for me, Jeff. Take a look at them.
Well, there's a couple things that jump out at me. First of all, Bishop McDevitt has their 2 best players with 3 fouls. And that's where all the free throws are coming. The second thing, the rebounding game, Steel High is so relentless on the boards. It's unbelievable.
How about on the Steel High roller side? 7 out of 31 in the first half.
They're shooting 22% from the field, and that doesn't help.
8 out of 17 from 2s on the other side for Bishop McDevitt. 8 out of 15 from 3s. They're over 50% so far from the three-point line. And again, only 4 out of 5 from free throws. 9 of 20 there again. Bad numbers on both the 2s and the free throws for Steel High. Turnovers pretty much a wash. Rebound, Steel High's all over it, but they're not making those second shots as often as they should.
Well, McDevitt's shooting 50% and Steel High shooting 20%.
We're going to take a break, and we'll come right back here to start the third quarter. That's your Jack T. and Valvo halftime report right here on High School Sports Live Video on Fox 43.2.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
The miking drill is a foundational drill that I teach all young players that sign up for my class. This drill teaches players to finish around the basket while using proper footwork. It's important for players to use the right hand on the right side and the left hand on the left side. I teach players to shuffle their feet and get low while exploding into the layup. Squaring feet and squaring shoulders is the key to consistency and timing around the basket. The miking drill is a foundational drill for every young player to learn in my class.
More choices, more laughter, more time to play, and less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
And we start the third quarter here at Marty Benkovic Gymnasium at Steel High, and quickly a turnover right away on Steel High's Tristan Crawford Jr. And so ball goes back in the hands of the Crusaders. They lead 44-26 to start the third quarter. Gary Sutton, Kirk Smallwood with you. Jim Gallagher on the bench here with the stats, and right there, they keep on doing what they've been doing. Again, it is Brendan Keith with his tray. He's got 12 points in the game now. That is the 9th three of the night, Coach Smallwood.
Hey, Brandon Keith was standing on the perimeter wide open, and his man was standing underneath the basket looking for him.
And there again, pressing off the missed shot is Bishop McDevitt's Jordan Bowers, who'll go back to the line here.
Putting a lot of pressure on the Steel High defense.
Steel High's getting a lot of shots up, but they were 7 out of 31 in the first half. That's not going to win you a lot of games from 2.
No.
And they were 9 out of 20 from the free throw line, so that is a house of horrors for them tonight as well. Here's Bowers short on this one.
And again, Bishop McDevitt looks like they have an advantage, Coach, because they played more games. They have an identity. They know what they want to do offensively and defensively. Steel High's a little bit new to it, you know,
right,
because of their long football season. Their season is basically just starting. They've only played 5 games.
You can't overestimate. They're in their 6th game, and here's Bishop McDevitt in their 11th.
Yes.
That's a lot of extra reps. No excuses made for Steel High. They're going to get into it, but right now they're learning how to get the ball inside and to finalize. And I was talking to Coach Crawford before the game. He said, you know, the conditioning you have for football and the conditioning you have for basketball are 2 entirely different things.
Absolutely. I like that entry pass that Steel High just threw to in their number 5, Mac Chaplin. But they've got to finish. They've got to make the shot.
Here's Chaplin at the line. It's a foul. Marked up on number 5, Brendan Keith. That should be his second, as Chaplin's first one is up and good. Chaplin already in this game tonight with 11 points.
Chaplin plays inside and out for the Rollers.
Love this gymnasium. It's a great place to play, wonderful place to watch a basketball game. There's Chaplin, no quit in him at all. But again, Russell strong move up, offensive rebound, 2 guys up there, tossing it away. How about that? Stick with it the whole way, and Rico Scott says, I can get this one to go down.
It's easy to make those type of shots, Coach. We had 2 guys on Steel High that didn't get back, never crossed half court. Can't win that way.
Here's Crawford.
Chaplin's looking for it again on the block.
And here again, you have that one-on-one and the jump shot, and if it doesn't go, and this one finally does, as knocked down by Irby. But the problem is when those things are missing, they're off and running.
Yes.
You're not getting a lot of movement right now in the offense by Steel High. Another 3, another drain.
That's the second time that number 5,
Brandon Keith
ran to a spot. His man's underneath the basket looking for him, and the closeout wasn't strong at all.
It's like a pattern break. He's running to a spot every time. That's his 3rd 3 of the night. He's now got 15 points in the game. And Steel High.
3-second call.
You know, when you watch Steel High tonight, they're playing too fast. When you watch them, especially in the half-court game, they're playing too fast. Instead of getting that extra touch or the extra pass, they're trying to force things and playing right into the hands of Bishop McDevitt.
Yeah, a lot of things they're doing are off the dribble.
I tell you what, I'm really impressed with them. They look like they could be a really good team here in the long run. That's a 3rd turnover in less than 2 minutes right now for the Rollers here to start the second half. 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Inside it comes. You know, when people talk about what sets up the 3 well, inside-outside basketball, getting your center or your forward a touch about every 3rd pass brings the defense in like an accordion, and then you kick it back out and buy an extra half-second for that 3-point shooter to make it.
It's always easy to throw it back out to a guy that's shot ready, got his hands up. That was Crawford on the miss. I'd like to see him get more involved offensively.
I like the fact that he went up though strong that time, looking to go in, but again, you have to finalize. You know, one of the great things about your Cougars team was always that you guys finalized on your drives, and you watch up the hallmark of your team.
Thanks to the football bags, it works.
We all went through a little bit of that over the years, right?
Right.
Here's Steel High again. Again.
Nice steal.
Taken away. Rico Scott. And Scott up and in, and Scott delivers this time. He's usually the guy catching the touchdown pass. This time he delivers 2. He's got 4 in the game.
Boy, is he quick and fast and athletic.
Here's Irby outside, and again, long pass, not going to go, and you're off and running. You got a guy out ahead, stolen back this time by Crawford. Nice hands. And Rico Scott will be called for the foul. I think that might be his third here against Scott.
McDevitt's got to move their feet and not use their hands on defense.
Here comes Chisholm back into the game, 55-29. Big lead now by the Crusaders.
Hopefully Chisholm's one of those type players, Coach, that can go on a 10-0 run all by himself.
Exactly. Well, what you're getting with Steel High is a glimpse of how good they can be. I mean, they have talent. It's just they're trying to go a little faster right now than they're probably able at this point in the season.
Great defense by Jacoby Tate.
Hey, this Bishop McDevitt team is going to be a tough team to take down in the Capitol.
They're going to be a tough out. And again, Coach, he plays everybody he puts in the uniform. And they all make contributions.
Strong move. Lost off the basket there. Right now, Bishop McDevitt in first place. They've won 3 in a row with a 5-0 record. You got Trinity right behind them at 4-0, half game back. 7-2 overall for the Shamrocks. Steel High 2-1. Then Middletown is 3-2. Boiling Springs 1-3. East Pennsboro 1-3. Susquehanna Township 0-3, having a tough season. 0-7 there for them. And Camp Hill 0-4 there in the division. Strong move again, but again, batted away at the end, and here come the Crusaders. Pull up. Sky's been hot. He finally misses one. We're talking about Brandon Keith, who's had the hottest hand out there recently. He's got 10 threes in the game now, do the Crusaders, and the foul again in the backcourt will be marked up against the Crusaders, and that will be on Jacoby Tate.
Not a good foul. Looks like McDevitt was trying to get a rhythm offensively.
So new players in now for the Rollers. You have Daquan McCraw on the floor. Crawford still running the point. Crawford going up. And again, just a lid on it right now.
He's having a tough night. That was a great shot.
It really was. Little one-hand run. Back door. And who again is running the back door? How about that guy, Keith? He's been all over the place.
Brandon Keith is playing a great game today.
Really is.
Great game.
And doing it from everywhere. Drives, back doors, defense, threes. There's Irby. Irby can't get it to go. And followed up, though, by Chisholm, who's been around that glass all night long.
Chisholm's the leading scorer for the Rollers. Got to come to life.
10 points in the game now for Chisholm. Double figures. Again, it's Keith. Keith up and in. Keith is putting on a one-man show right now.
Keith is taking on whoever gets to guard him.
10 points in this quarter alone as a follow-up. Nice job on the follow-up that time by Daquan McCraw just into the game. Like to see a guy follow his own shot. And Keith plays with a lot of energy. Here's the other guy's been doing it all night too, Russell.
Coach, that's the fourth time in the game where McDevitt ball player gets the ball on the perimeter and their man's underneath the basket. It's not a good look.
Chisholm will stand still. Running the other direction. Tate up. Good hustle back by Chisholm to get the block there. 2:51 to go here in the third quarter. Coming up at the end of the game is the Capital Blue Cross post game and the Hoffman Ford player of the game and the Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game.
One of the things we can't see happen, Coach, Bishop McDevitt has got to get back to what they were doing. Move the ball, cutters, get the ball to the post.
It's always such a dangerous time if you're winning by a big number because you start to get a little sloppy. Did you ever notice that, Coach? You
yes.
kind of get a timeout, maybe get your team back in order?
Yes. Another turnover.
Here come the Crusaders again. Good dump off. Russell waits. Russell goes up. Russell gets fouled by Chisholm.
That's his fourth.
So Chisholm will pick up his fourth foul, and Russell will head to the line. Russell at the line tonight has not been there yet. He's got 16 points in the game as well, does Tyshawn Russell.
Nice stroke.
Took that 13 points, make it 14 now in the game. We'll take away 1-3 there.
He's a nice size guard for the Mid-Penn Conference. Oh, nice size guard. Nice touch. Can dribble drive. And he seems to shoot free throws pretty well.
Looking to hit his season average right here and does at 15. He's got 15 points in the contest. Look at the pressure in the backcourt here. They're not letting up now. Hard drive. And it's going to be a foul called as you saw Jamal Burchell trying to get to the basket for a steal high.
On that play particularly, it would have been a good time for McDevitt to step in and take that charge. You're not going to block every shot.
Jordy Bowers is going to pick up the foul as out of the game comes Rico Scott now. And also Jacoby Tate. It's Coach Risser getting a chance to get, like you said, get a lot of players in there, get them playing time. Here he comes again. Keith coming out of it. Keith coming hard to the glass. Keith with a one-hand runner. That won't go. Taken down one more time by Chaplin. Chaplin's going to take this one up. Chaplin pulls up. You know, they're going to call him for a player control there, but I got news for you. The guy that was going down, I know, they're going to call him for a block. Good. Because the guy was going down early there. You don't want to give that one away.
Right.
I thought he was going to call player control for a minute. Chaplin with a deuce, and Chaplin trying to complete the three-point play here.
Chaplin has been doing a really, really good job getting inside position on the block, both in transition and in the half court.
He runs the floor. Boy, I'll tell you what, he plays with a lot of energy, and Chaplin up and good. $14 points in the game now for Chaplin. Look at Russell, strong move, not going to go. Pulled down nicely by Matt Chaplin again. You're going to get a walk call here. Jamal Burchell trying to do just a little too much, and that's been kind of the hallmark tonight. Trying to rush and finish too quickly.
Got to play at your pace. Don't let them speed you up.
Nothing wrong with the speed, but you have to finalize.
Yes.
7 steal-high turnovers this quarter alone. Oh, here comes Burchell, blocks it away. Everybody jumping down to try to help Brandon Keith.
That roller help side defense is not really responding well to the offense of Bishop McDevitt. Guys got to slide a little closer to the basket.
Whole first half, Steel High had 5 turnovers. They have 7 this quarter. At the line first time tonight is Keith, and he keeps doing what he's been doing all night, finding the bottom of the twine.
He's a really nice looking player.
That's 20 points in the game now for Keith. Looking for number 21 on this shot. Up and in, and Keith has been pretty near perfect tonight playing this ball game. 63-36. Bishop McDevitt leading it. Here's Chisholm with the basketball. Have another timeout with Thompson here at the end of the quarter. Nice pass in time. A good finalize there.
Again, Chaplin on that block. He sits down and he fights for position.
$16 points in the game now for Chaplin. He's had a solid night.
This looks a little more like Bishop McDevitt's offense.
There's a tough shot there by Russell.
Yeah.
You know, the first half, you really saw Bishop McDevitt, as I said, very economical, finishing things off. Now you're seeing a little bit more of a rush here in the second half and throwing shots up that really aren't good shots.
Yeah, they're not playing like they're winning the game. They got to just take a step back, take a deep breath, and just run your coach's stuff.
This is a place where if you're a coach, you want your team performing, you know, succinctly, not getting sloppy. Got a jump ball here. The ball will come to
McDevitt.
McDevitt again on the possession. McDevitt up 63-38. Long pass down court again. Not a need for that. Here comes Irby. And Irby has had a lot of shots like that night, in and out.
Steel High has missed a lot of bunnies today.
Oh, good block by Chisholm. Great block by Chisholm on Mabiala. Up, in, nice job getting back down the court and finalizing by Tristan Crawford. And that's what I think you probably want to see a little more from him, is attacking the basket.
That's right. He's got to go to the basket, make the shot, or get fouled.
His dad was part of a tandem that could attack the basket. He and Hawthorne that played in the state championship team here, as we get a timeout by Coach Risser and Bishop McDevitt. They lead 63-40, 32 seconds to go in the quarter. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. It's High School Sports Live TV's Game of the Week here on Fox 43.2. 63-40, 32 seconds to go here in the third quarter. We'll go to Jeff Thompson for a timeout with Thompson at the end of the third. And of course, at the end of the game tonight is a Capital Blue Cross post-game show and the Hoffman Ford Player of the Game and Capital Region Insurance Agency Play of the Game. And don't forget, you can also check out our games from this season. We've had a lot of great ones so far at hsslivetv.com. Gary Sutton, Kirk Smallwood, Jeff Thompson with you here. Courtside tonight, Jim Gallagher on the stats. Chad Edwards and the great Invicta crew here. The varsity team, we like to call them. Giving you these great pictures here tonight. Down to 20 seconds now. Russell just passing it around.
They're going for one shot.
Here's your shot to the corner. A three-shot look, not going to go. And who has it? Keith. Brandon Keith again. Here's Russell. Russell trying to find somebody open. Finally put up. Not going to go. Rebound, steal high. Irby ahead. Good pass here. Chaplin trying to get rid of it. Can't do it. 63-40 at the end of three. We head to the fourth here on High School Sports Live TV's Game of the Week. Right here on Fox 43.2. Let's head right now. Before we do that, let's head over to timeout with Jeff Thompson.
1975, Steel High. He was an unbelievable player. He ended up playing at Shippensburg University for a few years with his brother Dave. And Dave's not here tonight. I want to give a special shout out to Dave. But we got the left-hander with us, and he can tell us about playing for the great Marty Benkovich. Dan, would you tell us a little bit about that?
Coach Benkovich was a great mentor, and he made sure that he got the most out of 100% hours all the time. We played hard for him, and once again, he was the best coach I ever had.
That's pretty strong words from Dan, and he didn't mince any. They had a great team, and once again, special shout out to his twin brother Dave and to Dave's grandson Jordy, who's playing in this game.
Thank you.
Timeout with Jeff Thompson there, meeting yet another legend here at Steel High, and talking about Marty Benkovich. Well, what was it made Marty Benkovich such a great coach?
The kids loved him. They grew up wanting to play for him. They were Stilton kids. They loved him, and they would give him everything they had.
He was a great guy. I mean, and you're right. You came in here to watch a practice. You could see the kids really loved Marty Benkovich. Well, we go to the fourth quarter here. 7:57 to go, and with the basketball for Steel High is Burchell.
Third quarter statistics. Steel High was 7 for 17. Steel High was 4 for 14. Three-pointers, Steel High was 0 for 2. McDevitt was 2 for 4. Free throws, Steel High 2 for 3. McDevitt 5 for 6.
Yeah.
Rebounding was tied at 8 and 8. Steel High had 7 turnovers. McDevitt had 3.
McDevitt over 50% shooting the three tonight. Rico Scott with a left-hand move, not going to go. Tristan Crawford out of it, going hard to the glass here. Crawford pulls up. And there again, you watch Crawford, instead of finishing right at the rim, you kind of let that little one-hand floater go, which is a good shot sometimes, but you really want to try to, again, we use that word finalize tonight.
That's
you
right.
want to finalize with authority.
They need him tonight to score the ball, particularly when he gets in the paint.
Look at the pull-up right here by Keith. Not going to go this time. Pulled down by Burchell, who's been really active since he came off the bench. Here's Chaplin. There's that one-hand touch, and a nice runner by Chaplin to get the points here.
Number 5, Brandon Keith.
18 points tonight by Chaplin, by the way. Here's Russell. And you see him now settling down a little bit, and I'm sure Coach Risser was saying at the end of the quarter, let's not get sloppy. It's not garbage time. Hard drive to the basket by Jordy Bowers. And Bowers will head to the line. Second foul on Alex Irby.
It's good to see number 5, Brandon Keith's responsibilities expanded in the offensive attack of Bishop McDevitt. I mean, Waters isn't here, but he is.
Russell, another strong move, and Russell shows you he can go up through contact and finish off here.
Nice play by Tyshawn Russell. 6'2" senior.
18 points in the game unofficially now for Tyshawn Russell. There's another long three, another long rebound, and a quick out break. Here's Keith. Keith tries to let it go. Nice block again. I tell you, I've really been impressed with Jamal Burchell.
Yes, nice player.
And hard to the basket is Burchell. So he gets the block at this end, trying to finish off the layup at the other end, and draws the foul.
One of the things that Steel High is going to have to clean up as they move throughout their season is their ball movement and their body movement. It's just been too many times where the guy that brings the ball down the court is the same guy that shoots it.
Third foul on Tyshawn Russell as the shot is up and good by Jamal Burchell. His 4th point of the evening. Burchell coming off the bench here tonight, looking pretty good.
5'10" guard.
Nice stroke, up. This one rattles out.
No one's back.
And there again, you have Keith answering the bell on the other end as he kind of snuck out of town there and gets another deuce.
I guess he's saying, Tristan Waters, I'm in my 20s now.
23 points in the game now for Keith. Chisholm, tough angle to shoot, a little bit off balance. Dish it out again, here comes Russell, and Russell wants to put it down and blocked away by Chisholm. Taken away by Rico Scott, up and strong. And that's going to be a foul, and going back up to the line will be Bishop McDevitt. They've been going to the line in the second half because they've been attacking the front of the iron.
They're going to the iron hard. I think one of the things that Coach Risser told him is, hey, go to the rack. Go to the rack.
First half, they got to the line like 3 times. This half, they're in there regularly. And here's Bowers back there for another free throw effort. Bowers' shot is up and off the front of the iron. We haven't seen a lot of great free throw shooting yet this year, have we?
No, no. And Bowers is a good free throw shooter.
He is.
I watched him all summer.
He's got a great stroke, and both these
Missed
are a
both
little
of
bit short. Coach Risser over there going, I know what we're going to be working on tomorrow. Here comes Steel High. Crawford. And that right through the hands of Burchell. It's been a tough night here for the Rollers in trying to get any kind of consistency. McDevitt not bad tonight, 9 out of 13 from the free throw line, so, you know, acceptable.
Acceptable, correct.
There you see Tristan Crawford, senior over there, who played a state championship team here. One of the 5 Roller state championship teams. Now you're getting a little bit more movement right here from Bishop McDevitt.
This is Bishop McDevitt's game here. Pass and cut, keep the ball moving, dribble drive.
There's your kick. Look at Russell. Strong move, blocked away though. Nice job by Appleby. Just a little too much losing the ball. You've got to pass ahead here. Russell, Keith to Russell, and they're going to say that is a foul before the shot on Tristan Crawford Jr.
One of the things Bishop McDevitt is doing very, very well is getting the ball up the floor, looking for the open guy. Contrarily, what's happening with Steel High is whoever brings the ball down, they're usually the ones that shoot it. They're not really looking into the corners or into the boxes for open shots.
That's going to be a foul, McDevitt.
Yeah.
That'll be against Bowers. And Coach, your point's really a good one, because what happens if you're attacking with the ball right away, no one's rotating back to the top to take care of the outlet pass, and you're getting 2-0, 3-0 fast breaks.
Right.
It's like sending 5 to the glass every time, and then you get beat back down the floor.
Yeah, Steel High's got to work on their secondary options on their break.
Bowers just fouled out there, and Coach Risser went over and kind of smiled a little bit, but definite foul on Bowers that time. We have a timeout on the floor, 67-43, 4:58 to go in this one. It's High School Sports Live TV's Game of the Week here on Fox 43.2.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
I wish you had the chance I get to sit here and pick Coach Smallwood's brain during the timeouts. And you just made a great point about Steel High tonight. And it's not to be a negative point, but talk a little bit about that.
One of the things that Steel High is doing right now is playing with only their athleticism. You know, they've got to get back to the fundamentals. You know, I know Tristan Crawford, the coach. He does a good job working with these kids. They've got to get back to their fundamentals.
There'll be a foul on Irby here as Brandon Keith was breaking out again after a missed shot by Crawford Jr. there. Looking to score, but you got to break the defense down a little bit, and you can't do that just with one-on-one. And again, kids are young. You don't have a lot of games in yet this season, so there's going to round into it. And I agree, Coach Crawford, a heck of a coach. So he's going to round it into form, in the long run. But right now, it's frustrating.
He's got some very good pieces.
And there is Keith, who continues to play what I think is almost a perfect game here tonight.
18 defensive rebounds for Bishop McDevitt.
Wow. 25 points in the game right now. Looking for number 26 for Keith, and he finally does something wrong. Missed a free throw. 24 points, but Bishop McDevitt gets it back immediately.
Let's see if they get back in their stuff.
Here's Keith. Got to respect that, as Crawford does.
They got some guys cutting and moving. Good pass. Got the floor spread. It's starting to get a little bit of continuity.
Here you go. Pass, screen away a little bit, or cut through. Get the choice. There, he screened on the ball. And there's Rico Scott. Tries to roll one over the top and does. Was it a 3?
2.
He gets it for a 2. So Rico Scott in the book here for his 3rd deuce of the night. He's got 6 points.
One of the things that I'm noticing about Bishop McDevitt, with the speed and the quickness that they have, I'd like to see him full court press. Not in this game, but as the season goes along. That'll be a good thing to add in your repertoire.
Tyshawn Russell tried to go hard to the basket there. Gets fouled on the play. He'll head back to the line. Jeff Thompson right now, we can hear him in our mic somewhere out there. Here's a shot. If Russell's had one tough place tonight, it hasn't been the foul line. That's his first miss of the night. He's 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I mean, just as with my coaching hat on, Coach, I would kind of reconstruct his base and his release.
Take a look there. He toes in pretty well. Kind of a little bit of a flick there, but nice shot.
Puts the ball on the left side of his body, and he's a right-hand shooter. So to shoot the ball, you got to bring it across your body. The tireder you get, the harder that's going to be to do.
19 points in the game now for Tyshawn Russell. He's had an outstanding night. 24 for Brandon Keith so far.
Devitt's in that 1-3-1.
There's a nice jump again. Not going to go from Jamal Burchell.
It's tipped.
So tipped out of bounds. Will stay with the Rollers. 3:47 to go in this one. Coming up after the game is our Capital Blue Cross post-game report. We'll get you our player of the game and our play of the game as well.
Get that ball moving a little bit.
See their knife. They get a little bit of weak side cuts. They get a tough passes. Rebound there by Chaplin. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay again with the Rollers.
That trip, the Rollers played
Bishop McDevitt
on one side of the floor.
Bishop McDevitt give it a curtain call now to their starters, who looked impressive here tonight. For really the first half, they looked almost unbeatable.
Looks like they have one too many out here, Coach. Oh, there we go.
You might want to get one more out of there, yeah. Steal high, posted up. And a nice job of posted up and drawing the foul.
Matt Chaplin really fights in there.
I love the way he plays.
Fights in there and demands the ball.
He has 18 points tonight. Matt Chaplin has a solid evening here. So Chaplin at the line for the 1-and-1. That's an interesting thing there where he turns in there. Almost looks like a dance step, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody's got different ways to try to toe in, but it helps him to get his elbow under the ball.
And again, Coach, one of the things, especially with young players, if you're a right-hand shooter, try to keep the ball on the right side of your body if you're going to shoot it.
Kind of off your right hip.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these young guys put the ball on their left hip and bring it across their body to shoot it.
It's the 19th point on the board now for Chaplin. See if he get 20 here. He's certainly earned them tonight. Chaplin's second one is up and good. So Chaplin with 20 points in the game now for the Rollers.
Rollers turn up the heat a little bit.
How about that? Up and in. Beat it with a pass down the floor. And answering the bell there is number 43, Ethan Hammer, as he lays the hammer down at the end.
That was a nice pass by number 31 to reverse the ball for the layup.
There again is a little example of just trying to play too quickly tonight. Always just tell players, you're going to make a great pass, make sure there's a great set of hands ready to catch it.
Yes. Always have to know who you're throwing the ball to.
Exactly.
Here come the press for the Rollers again.
Boy, in the old days, how many teams succumbed to that here at the Marty Bankovic gym, and when Marty Bankovic was coaching here at the gym.
Yeah.
The Rollers could come and get you.
Yes, they will.
So 3:05 to go in this one.
Steel High has 11 turnovers in this half. McDevitt has 4.
Only 5 in the first half for the Rollers, so there's Crawford. He's got a nice stroke. He's going to be a good one.
He's going to be a good player. He's had a tough night tonight, but it's only one game.
That's exactly right. Lots of games to go yet in this season, and it's still early for them. How about that? Blocked away by Chisholm. There's another guy I've liked tonight as well. Shot off the side, not going to go. Follow up. Taken down again by Chisholm, he and Chaplin tonight have really been impressive. And Chisholm's going to be called for the charge. Not sure about that. It is the call. The official was standing right there, but and there again, use the backboard when you're going up. You're not going to dunk it. Use the backboard.
And Coach, another thing, it's always a good testament to the coach when your guys off the bench come in off the bench and try to take charges.
Right, exactly.
Not everybody does that.
Well, you know, you got an audition for a job.
Yes.
Every time you step on the floor, you have an audition for a job, don't you?
What it says to the coach is, Coach, put me in.
There's Tristan Crawford. We were talking tonight. He said it's so important for kids to be student athletes, isn't it? I said, yep.
Yes.
Good, strong move along the baseline there. Is that Chaplin again?
Yeah.
Tough shot here. You can Steel High there. They're still hustling.
Yeah, they're getting after it.
Burchell's going to get called for the foul. Chaplin now with 22 points on the evening. He was billed as the heart and soul of this team. There is no question about it. He's still out there talking and directing. And that's what you want to see from your senior leader.
Yes. I'm very impressed with his play.
At the line is Jair Rollinson, who is 1 out of 3 there tonight.
The other thing, component to this, Coach, the conditioning. I mean, Bishop McDevitt, you know, they've been at it a lot longer, and they're in better basketball shape than Steel High.
6 points in the game for Rollinson now after those 1 out of 2. Very active zone here. Pull up along the baseline by Bam Appleby, not going to go. And who's there again? How about Mr. Chaplin? 26 points now in the evening.
He loves that paint. Another turnover.
Burchell up and in. So Burchell answers the bell. Burchell with 2 more. There's your 3 look. Who's again? Chaplin playing right to the end.
One of the things McDevitt has got to do a better job of is when they catch the ball, they got to look first. Don't just catch it and put your head down and put it on the floor.
There's Bam Appleby going up strong, and Chappell loses a shoe in the backcourt.
I like Chappell with 1 shoe, Coach.
He could be on my team with 1 shoe. $25 points in the game for Chaplin tonight in a losing cause. Here's Appleby at the line. Appleby off the rim. We'll get another. He's got 1 point tonight, 1 out of 3 from the free throw line. New man back into the game now is Ethan Hammer.
Again, Coach Risser, he'll suit you up and put you right in the game.
Check it out, is Joseph Butler, who was in there for a few moments. Bam Appleby with the second shot. That one rattles home. So Appleby answers with his second point tonight, 2 out of 4 from the free throw line. Thrown ahead.
Steel High is really getting after him. Nice move by number 10.
Nice job of throwing it ahead there, and it's Jay Dougherty with his first bucket of that. He's got 4 points. Then a 3 from Chaplin, or make that Burchell rather. Here come the Crusaders.
Another place where the Crusaders were hurt, Coach. They're 15 for 29 from the free throw line.
Appleby ahead. They get Chaplin again. Chaplin now with 27 points tonight by my calculation. Chaplin coming off a 21-point game and a win over Middletown. So 50.5 seconds to go here, and this one will be history. And Bishop McDevitt will move to 9-2. They'll be 6-0 now in the Mid-Penn Capital Conference. Steel High will go to 3-3, and they'll be 2-2 in the Capital. At the line now, Jay Doherty.
And Coach, I really, really believe in this Steel High ball club. It's early. They'll get a chance to put it all together. Tonight, they were 1 for 15 from 3. And it's things like that that are going to constantly get better and better.
And you know, Tristan Crawford Sr. will see all that tonight and be working on it very, very hard to take those weaknesses and turn them back into strengths. But again, they're going to need more reps, more games. Here's Doherty, who's been perfect for the line tonight. 4 out of 4 there, plus a field goal. He's got 6 points.
These minutes are always to the coach.
78-54.
Coach, I need to play more. I need to play more.
Get that ahead again.
Good job.
Another layup, and again, another guy in the scoring column. This one is Kyan Askins, his first deuce.
The continuity of the defense on the Steel High Rollers, it's got to improve. Guys have got to get back and defend.
Yep, and we've seen that way too often tonight. 29.9 seconds to go. A lot of basketball to be played this season. And Bishop McDevitt will be in no hurry to score here. In fact, they may not take a shot. And dribbling off the leg there. It's going to be off Steel High. We'll stay with the Crusaders. 13.2 seconds to go. Don't forget, we have the Capital Blue Cross post-game analysis coming up. Our Capital Region Insurance Agency player of the game and our Hoffman Ford player of the game.
Looks like number 15, Kyan Askins, is just going to dribble it out.
And that's the way you want to do it. Show a little class, and they did exactly that. Final score, 80-54. Bishop McDevitt with a big win here on the road tonight. Again, to go to 9-2, 6-0 now in the Mid-Penn Capital Division. On the other side, 3-3 for Steel High. 2-2 in the Mid-Penn Capital. We'll take a break. We'll come right back for our Capital Blue Cross post-game report right here on Fox 43.2.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
More options, less settling, more value, and more smiles. Capital Blue Cross Medicare gives you more opportunities to stay healthy, enjoy life, and be there for the people you love. With more coverage, more benefits, and premiums as low as $0, accepted by top doctors across the country. more ways that Capital Blue Cross Medicare is going the extra mile for you.
What are you doing?
Getting the money for the RV we've been wanting. I know you're in there, money.
They're saying we can get a line of credit based on what we've already paid into our home.
Oh, that's pretty clever. Huh, no harm done.
Borrow from your home with our FlexLock line of credit. Have better conversations with your money with F&M Trust.
Welcome back to our Capital Blue Cross post-game analysis. 80-54 tonight. Bishop McDevitt walks out of here with a pretty easy victory against a very hustling Steel High team, but a team that's still early in their season with only a 6-game played here tonight. Coach Smallwood, you look at this game tonight, what kind of hits you as you look at the end of this game? 80-54, pretty convincing win.
Well, without Waters, who's their leading scorer, there were a lot of guys from McDevitt that just stepped up and played their role. They got more shots. I just think they did a very, very good job without their star.
One of the numbers tonight, Jim Gallagher was putting some numbers down over there. The shooting tonight, the percentages for Steel High were really bad. You've got some numbers there in front of you, Jeff Thompson.
Well, what really jumps out at you is the three-point shooting. Bishop McDevitt, who's been pretty pedestrian all year shooting the three, were 10 for 20.
Yeah, 50%.
On the other hand, Steel High, who's been shooting pretty well, was 1 for 15.
You look at McDevitt, they've been shooting 27% from the three coming into this game tonight, and they shot it at 50. And I'll tell you what, Coach, what really stood out to me, the threes that they got were in rhythm. They were not rushed, whereas I thought Steel High rushed their threes a few times.
Well, I know there were 4 times where the Steel High Rollers lost their man, and guys were just standing on a perimeter with their hands up, waiting for the ball and knocked it down in rhythm.
Well, let's take a look at our Capital Region Insurance play of the game this evening. Man, you could have taken a whole bunch of them tonight, but I'm always anxious to see what Chad Edwards dials up for us here. So the Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game for the evening, here it is.
That spin dribble by Jordy Bowers.
How about that? And then kicks it ahead. We saw a lot of that tonight. Coming out against Steel High, attacking the glass. Jordy Bowers with a nice spin move, getting out ahead to Tyshawn Russell, and the rest is history. A lot of transition baskets here tonight. Speaking of Tyshawn Russell tonight, he had 20 points in the game. And let's talk about Steel High a little bit too. Chaplin, I thought he played hard all the way to the end. Chaplin with like 27 points tonight. You also had Chisholm, who I thought played really, really well. He had over 10 points this evening, too.
Well, I don't think that there was a player on Steel High who didn't play hard.
No.
They played so hard, it was stunning.
Yes.
But on the other side, you had Tyshawn Russell tonight with 20 points. But this young man got our Hoffman Ford player of the game here this evening. He was Brandon Keith. He did it everywhere. Without the basketball, driving to the basket, defensively, and knocking threes down all over the place. Let's take a look at his body of work. He's our Hoffman Ford player of the game. There's Russell dishing it off to Keith, and he knows what to do with it at the end.
Nice fundamental 3-on-1.
How about that? That should have been a 4. He was out there another 3 feet past the three-point line.
He's feeling it, Coach. He's feeling it.
Look at him here. And he gives you that change of pace.
Whatever he ate for dinner tonight, he should eat again.
Yes, yes.
Brandon Keith lighting it up here tonight for 24. He is our Hoffman Ford player of the game. Well, it's been a lot of fun this evening, guys, as always. Our first game that we really haven't had a close game tonight, but enjoyable watching the young Rollers starting to try to round into their own. They're going to have a lot of games to play. And watching this Bishop McDevitt team that looks to me like they're going to be all you can handle in this Capital Division. Our next time up with you is going to be this coming Wednesday as Hershey heads to Central. We're looking forward to that battle between the Mid-Penn and the York Area League. Always fun. And we'll be back over at Central at 7:30 on Wednesday night. I want to thank Chad Edwards and the whole Invicta crew here tonight. Jim Gallagher, who did a great job with the stats again. Of course, Jeff Thompson roaming the sidelines for us and doing the timeout with Thompson. Kirk Smallwood, the best analyst anyone could ask for. And I'm Gary Sutton. We've had a lot of fun coming your way tonight. Again, your final score, Bishop McDevitt 80, Steel High Rollers 54. Have a great evening, everyone, and thanks for watching us on High School Sports Live TV, the game of the week on Fox 43.2.